Assalamu alaikum. I am Jahangir Alam, lecturer in physics at Milestone College. I welcome you all in my online class. First of all, thanks to Almighty that He has given me the ability to take this class, and still I am okay and carrying on my regular activities. Dear students, I also hope all of you are well with your family by the mercy of Almighty and carrying on your regular activities and studies staying at home. Dear students, in our today's class, we are going to discuss some important mathematical problem from the first chapter of physics second paper, that is the chapter of thermodynamics. Mainly today we will discuss on the mathematical problem based on first law of thermodynamics, isothermal process, adiabatic process, etc. Okay? So dear student, this class is very important for this chapter. So let's start our class. Right, dear student, at first we can see the necessary expression or formula to solve the mathematical problem. Here is the mathematical expression. First law, according to the first law of thermodynamics, W is equal to JH. Here W is equal to work done, J is equal to mechanical equivalent of heat, and H is equal to produced heat. This expression is given by scientist Joule. So this is known as Joule's law. Again, another expression for first law is equal to del Q is equal to del U plus del W. Here del Q is equal to provided heat, del U is equal to change in internal energy, and del W is equal to work done by the system. This expression is given by Clausius, scientist Clausius. So this is known as Clausius law. Work done, del W is equal to P del V. This is applicable for isobaric process when the pressure remain constant and volume changes, so work can be done by P multiplied by del V. Again, work can be calculated by W is equal to N RT ln V2 by V1. This is applicable for isothermal process, that is when temperature remains same, then we can calculate work by the expression. Then W is equal to R divided by gamma minus 1 into T1 minus T2. This expression is applicable for adiabatic process when there is no exchange of heat with the system. And finally, the relation between P, V and T. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. This is according to the Boyle's law, or in case of isothermal process when the temperature remains same, then we can apply this expression P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Then P1 V1 to the power gamma is equal to P2 V to the power gamma. This is applicable for adiabatic process. This is also applicable for adiabatic process. This is the relation between temperature and volume. T1 V1 to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V to the power gamma minus 1. And finally, the relation between temperature and pressure, T1 P1 to the power gamma 1 minus gamma by gamma is equal to T2 P to the power 1 minus gamma by gamma. Here gamma is the ratio of Cp by Cv, right? Cp and Cv are the molar heat capacity at constant pressure and at constant volume. Again, Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Here R is equal to molar gas constant. So this is all about the necessary equation for the mathematical problem. Right, dear student, here is our first mathematical problem. They said that determine Cp and Cv, that is molar heat capacity at constant pressure, and Cv molar heat capacity at constant volume for carbon dioxide gas, and gamma is equal to 1.33, right? So we need to determine two molar heat capacity. Okay, dear student, here gamma, that is the ratio of Cp and Cv, is 1.33, and you know the molar gas constant R is equal to 8.31 joule per mole per Kelvin. Okay, so we need to determine Cp, Cv is equal to what, and Cp is equal to what, right? As you know, In our mathematical formulas, we have already observed that Cp by Cv is equal to gamma, or Cp is equal to gamma into Cv. This is equation number 1. Again, Cp minus Cv is equal to R, or if you use the value of Cp from the equation 1, then we will get gamma into Cv minus Cv is equal to R, or Cv is equal to gamma minus 1 is equal to R, or Cv is equal to R divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, so using the value of R, gamma and 1, here R is equal to 8.31 divided by gamma is equal to 1.33 minus 1 and 25.81. Okay, so unit will be joule per mole per Kelvin. Okay, that's when this is the value for Cv of carbon dioxide gas. Now we can use the value of Cv in equation 1. So Cp is equal to gamma into Cv, that is gamma is equal to 1.33 multiplied by Cv, that is 25.18, or after the calculation you will get 33.49 joule per mole per Kelvin, right? This is the value for Cp and this is the value for Cv in case of carbon dioxide gas. Okay, I hope you got it, right? Here is our second mathematical problem, and the question said that 1 mole gas contained in a cylinder when compressed adiabatically, that is the system was in adiabatically, its temperature rises to 97 degrees Celsius from 27 degrees Celsius. This is initial temperature and this is final temperature. Determine work done and produced heat, right? Work done and produced heat in the gas. The value of gamma is equal to 1.5. That is shown. The information given here, initial temperature T1 is equal to 27 degrees Celsius, that is 300 Kelvin. Final temperature T2 97 degree Celsius, that is 370 Kelvin. Okay. N is equal to 1 and the value of gamma 1.5. Here we need to determine work done, that is W is equal to what, and produced heat H is equal to what. You know, in case of adiabatic change, work can be expressed. In case of adiabatic process, W is equal to, for n mole of gas, N R gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2, right? That's when at the value of N is 1 mole of gas multiplied by R 8.31, gamma is equal to 1.5 minus 1 into T1 means 300 minus 370. Okay, So after the calculation you will get minus 1163 joule. So here negative sign indicates that the work done on the surroundings, that is, since the gas was compressed, so work done by the surroundings on the system. So negative sign indicates this one. And then we have to determine the value of H, that is produced heat. Again W is equal to JH, or H is equal to W by J. Now W is equal to 1163 divided by 4.2, where the value of J is 4.2 joule per Kelvin, and after the calculation you will get 277 calorie. Okay, this is the produced heat. Okay, dear student, I hope you got it. Dear student, here is our third mathematical problem. In the problem they said that at NTP means normal temperature and pressure, a monoatomic gas, this is the gas which contains one atom in molecule, is expanded suddenly. Here suddenly means this is a adiabatic change by 2.5 times. Determine its final pressure, determine its final temperature. Okay, so dear student, here given information. Here, if the initial volume of the gas was V, let initial volume V1 is equal to V, therefore final volume V2 is equal to 2.5 V, that is, it was expanded by 2.5 times, right? And since it's a monoatomic gas, so in that case the value of gamma will be 1.67, right? And pressure, we need to determine the final pressure. The initial pressure was normal pressure, and normal pressure, initial pressure P1 is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal, that is 1 atmospheric pressure, and initial temperature was T1 is equal to 273 Kelvin, right? We need to final pressure P2 is equal to what? Final temperature T2 is equal to what? Right? So dear student, in case of adiabatic change, the relation between pressure and volume, we know P1 V1 to the power gamma is equal to P2 V to the power gamma, or P2 final pressure is equal to P1 multiplied by V1 V2 to the power gamma. So using the value of P1, that is 10 to the power 5 multiplied by V1 means V, V2 means 2.5, V, gamma means 1.67. Okay, so you can cancel out V and V from the both part, and after the calculation you will get 165 into 10 to the power 4 Pascal, right? This is the final pressure after expansion. Again, you know the relation between temperature and volume, you know T1 V1 to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V to the power gamma minus 1, or T2 is equal to T1 multiplied by V1 by V2 gamma minus 1. Here student, so using the value of T1, here T1 means 273 multiplied by V1 by V2 by 1 by 2.5, gamma means 1.67 minus 1, okay, and after the calculation you will get 147 Kelvin. This is the final temperature, okay. After the expansion, the final pressure was 2.165 into 10 to the power 4 Pascal, and final temperature was 147 Kelvin, okay. I hope you got it. Dear student, here is our another mathematical problem. In the problem they said that at 30 degrees Celsius temperature, the pressure of a gas is made double adiabatically, that is pressure made double adiabatically. Determine the change in temperature, right. Here the value of gamma is 1.4, that is first we need to determine the final temperature, then we can calculate the change in temperature. Here initial temperature T1 is equal to 30 degrees Celsius, that is 303 Kelvin, right. If initial pressure P1 is equal to P, therefore final pressure P2, they made the pressure double, that is 2P, okay. So gamma is equal to 1.4. We need to determine the final temperature. T2 is equal to what? Then change. Del T is equal to what? Okay. Relation, you know the relation between temperature and pressure in case of adiabatic change. T1 P1 to the power 1 minus gamma by gamma is equal to T2 P to the power 1 minus gamma by gamma, or T2 is equal to T1 multiplied by P1 by P2 1 minus gamma by gamma. So using the value of T1, that is 303 multiplied by P1 means P, P2 means 2P, 1 minus 1.4 divided by 1.4. So you can cancel out the P, and after the calculation you will get 369.36 Kelvin, right. Therefore del T is equal to T2 minus T1. So 369.36 minus 303, okay, Kelvin, or it will be 66.36 Kelvin. So this is the change in temperature, right. Okay. Dear student, here is our another mathematical problem. At 27 degrees Celsius temperature, 0.02 kg hydrogen gas is compressed isothermally to 1/4 of its volume. Calculate the work done. So here the initial temperature of the gas T1 is equal to 27 degrees Celsius, that is 300 Kelvin, okay. So the amount of gas was 0.02 kg. So in case of hydrogen gas, the molar mass is 2 gram, that is 0.002 gram. So number of mole n is equal to 0.02 divided by 0.002, that is 10. Amount of hydrogen gas is 10 mole. If initial volume V1 is equal to V, therefore final volume V2 is equal to V by 4, right? You know, molar gas constant R is equal to 8.31 joule per mole per Kelvin. We need to determine the amount of work. Dear student, in case of isothermal process, the amount of work W is equal to N R T ln V2 by V1. Okay. So using the value of n means 10 multiplied by R, 8.31 multiplied by T means 300 Kelvin, ln V2 by V1, that is 1 by 4. So after the calculation, you will get 345 minus 34576 decimal 95 joule. So there is shown here negative sign indicates the external work, right? Since the gas was compressed to 1/4 of its volume, that is the work done by is indicated by negative sign. Okay, therefore, so we can write the amount of work done W is equal to 34576 decimal 95 joule. This is the amount of work. Now we can see another mathematical problem. And the question said that at 100 degrees Celsius temperature, 1 gram water is converted to 1650 cc vapor. That is, this is the volume of the converted vapor. Determine the amount of work and change in internal energy. Dear student, here the given information temperature T is equal to 100 degrees Celsius, that is 373 Kelvin, right? So initially the mass of the water (1 gram), that is 10 to the power minus 3 kg, and initial volume, initially the materials or the system was in liquid or water, and its volume, you know, the volume of 1 gram is 1 cc. Initial volume Vn is equal to 1 cc, that is 10 to the power minus 6 cubic meter. Final volume V2 is equal to 1650 cc, that is 1650 into 10 to the power minus 6 cubic meter, right? Here the pressure P is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal, right? We need to determine the amount of work W is equal to what, and change in internal energy del U is equal to what, right? Dear student, we know del W is equal to P del V. In case of isobaric process, del W is equal to P into del V. So amount of work done P is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal into del V. Del V means V2 minus V1. Here V2 is equal to 1650 into 10 to the power minus 6 minus V1. V1 means 10 to the power minus 6. Okay. So after the calculation, you will get 167.05 joule. This is the amount of work. Okay. Again, we need to determine the change in internal energy. We know again del Q is equal to del U plus del W, right? Or del U is equal to del Q minus del W. Here del Q means the applied heat to convert the water into vapor, and in that case del Q is equal to mLV, right? The required heat to convert the water to vapor, latent heat of, here LV means latent heat of vaporization minus del W. So M is 10 to the power minus 3 kg, LV you know 2.268 into 10 to the power 6, right? Here LV latent heat of vaporization 2.268 into 10 to the power 6 joule per kg. Okay. So minus del W is equal to 167.05. Okay. So after the calculation, you will get 2100.92 joule. So this is the final answer, that is change in internal energy. Dear student, I hope you got it. So you need to practice this type of mathematical problem following our lecture and videos and reading your textbook, and this will be very helpful for your upcoming exam. Dear student, this is a very important class, so I request you to follow this mathematical problem, right? So thank you very much being with me in my class. May Allah bless all of you. Assalamu alaikum.